Hello, everyone. This is Mike and Rainbow from Dimensional Walking. And today we're going to do our part two of the alien dual realities. And you probably need to go back and watch part one because it's going to kind of blend into part two. And we kind of ended part one with a question. I was going to ask Rainbow a question about when aliens, in either an abduction state or a dream state or wherever they're contacting you, offer you something like a piece of paper, even a ring or something, even a gift of some sort, I guess I would say. I guess a ring would be a gift. And how you should react or how Rainbow has possibly reacted to. I haven't personally had many experiences like that, but I know Rainbow's had quite a few of them. So
I've had a lot.
that's what we're going to talk about. Rainbow?
Okay. Well, I had brought this up to Michael because I think there's two reasons. Number one, I wanted to get everybody's opinion on this one because I haven't heard many people talk about it, and then I've had it happen to me quite a bit. So I knew instinctively since I was a child that whenever an alien group if handed me anything, that I was not to accept it. And I don't know who told me this. I just know from the time I was a child that it was ingrained into my brain. Do not accept paperwork, don't accept anything that they have to give you because there's a link between both realities. That's why we call this alien dual reality. Because I believe that what happens in the dream state definitely is connected to this reality because they're both connected. It's just you're just out of body when you're in the dream state anyway, so you're still doing stuff. And just recently I'd had a an experience in the dream state where I was walking behind a house, and I noticed that there was a guy following me and there was other people around, and I was trying to climb up the back of this hill and up this tree so that this guy I could get away from this guy. Somehow, some way, someone came behind me and they said, and this is what's really interesting because in the dream state, I will have my name called out. It'll be, it won't, it will be Rainbow. And so this man said, Rainbow, you need to get out of here because they're going to try to serve you some papers and I don't want you accepting them. You need to run. So this man told me to run. And so I'm trying to climb and go down this tree and get out of the way. And I looked back behind me and there was this alien looking guy handing me these papers. And he said, you need to take these. And I said, I'm not taking those. But I have, it happened to me quite a bit. That just recently happened to me about a week ago. And I also know that, and I think Michael had asked me, well, what did it say? I didn't even look to see what it said. I didn't stop to read the paperwork. I just knew that I wasn't supposed to have it, and then I just
Yeah,
took off
because
running.
wouldn't it be that if you read it, that's just about almost as good as getting it handed to you, right?
Yeah,
Because you don't really
I
want to
don't
have
know
that whole
actually.
thought in. Well,
Yeah, well, I mean, if I read what it said, even if I didn't take it, I don't know what that would do. So I noticed that throughout my life, the time I was a young child to now, I have been offered things through different alien groups, and I just instinctively knew do not accept it. And years ago, I was in the dream state offered a gold ring with a pyramid on it and an eye in the middle of the pyramid by a top politician, and I didn't take it. And this top politician got really, really angry with me and said no, that I had to wear this ring, that I belonged to their group. And I'm like, I don't belong to your group. I don't belong to any group. And so it really bothered me the whole time I was trying to explain myself to this politician why I wasn't going to wear the ring. And it was someone that you would all recognize. I'm not going to say who it is, but they got extremely angry at me, extremely angry. And I was actually down in an underground bunker at this point. So I knew at that point not to accept jewelry, not to accept paperwork, not to accept any of that stuff. And what I find very interesting is if it's an alien group, why would they even bother to hand me paperwork? It doesn't really make any sense. So is it the military groups? Who are the people who in the dream state are handing me all these different things? Now, and I get it. Some people can say, well, that's just you having crazy dreams and whatever. But the way that it's handed to me and the specific dream state that I'm in, I know there's something more to this than what meets the eye. And I remember at certain points that things become extremely solid. And so, what concerns me in these particular circumstances is when you do grab hold of that paper, it becomes, and you can feel the texture of it. And you, because I'm one of those people that I just like to feel stuff. Tactile, yeah. That, you know, what changes in this reality versus that reality. So are they mixed together? How connected are they together? If I agree to accept something there, how does it affect here? I know here if somebody said, you know, you have to accept these papers. If it was work, that would be one thing. I could understand that. But if it's just someone coming up to me, like in these particular experiences where it's just somebody I don't know, they're little nuts and they're crazy looking, I'm not going to answer. I'm not going to receive the paperwork, and I'm not going to receive anything they have to give me. So what do you all think? Have you been offered things in the dream state? Do you think it affects you in this reality? And that was the whole point of this part 2 is, has this happened to any of you? Has it ever happened to you?
Well, no. I mean, I don't remember any specific thing. I mean, I think people have, or aliens or whatever, have, you know, confronted me and not offered me something, but kind of made a demand of me. You know what I mean? It was like, you're going to do this or you're going to do that. And typically I reject that immediately because
Right.
I just, you know, that's bowing down, that's being fearful. And I don't want to be in that position with aliens. And I've talked about that many times before. You just
Right.
really don't want to do that. So, but you have accepted gemstones, correct?
Yeah, so that was something else I wanted to talk about is that in I don't think I've accepted gemstones. What I think is that I've been pointed to where a gemstone is. And they said, "Oh, Rainbow, look it over there. That's really cool." That's how I got to the labradorite that started this channel. They said, "Oh, look at that. That's the stone that you should have." So I've been shown things, and by me being shown things, and I've actually picked it up and touched it and felt it, and I actually in the dream state it's very tactile, tactile. So it's like I can actually feel it in my hands, and I've actually I see my hands quite a bit in my dreams. So I know that when I have stuff in my hands, that was also a part of my training when I was young and when I was studying with Thunderbow, is he'd always have me put things in my hands and actually look at my hands and look to see what it is.
How about turning your hands over?
Yes. And sometimes my hands were not female.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes they were male. And that's freaky. I don't even want to I don't like that. I don't even understand that. So, I mean, what does that even mean when I take a look at my hands and they don't seem to be mine. So in the dream state, a lot of different things can happen. And in the training of what I used to do, I did used to look for things specifically. And that, I think, has a little bit to do with remote viewing, or quite a bit to do with remote viewing. So you can just go and look and find coordinates and different things like that. I think what Thunderbow was having me do, and what the Greys were having me do as a young child, was in a way very close to remote viewing. But in this particular instance, when something that's kind of normal everyday stuff, where you're handed paperwork here and there, and you're asked to sign this at work or do whatever, what happens when you see that in the dream state? If you sign something in the dream state, is that a contract that actually affects you in this reality? That's really my question. What do you all think? Have you actually had that happen to you, where you were asked to sign something in the dream state that, and you thought that was very strange? Have you read anything in the dream state? I think that I have looked at stuff and read science and different things, but for me, for whatever reason, when I was young, I was told never accept anything like that, and I haven't to this day. I just won't do it. I will run off, and I've been told to just take off. And I also told Michael that usually there's somebody in my dream that's there helping me get away. So I'm lucky, because in the most instances when somebody's trying to hand me something, I have somebody intervene for me, and I don't know if that's who that would be, if it's just my guardian angel, if it's another alien group protecting me. I have no idea. But anyways, the reason for these videos is, they're a little different. Do you all have things like this happen to you? I wanted to actually ask that question because this is information that I think Michael and I would find very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, again, dream state, alien abduction, a lot of it is in altered states. Okay, so keep that in mind. We don't have to stick strictly with the dreams because other people may have or even a vivid daydream.
Oh yeah,
Type thing.
yes,
Yeah, well,
most
any type of
definitely.
thing that's altered off of your normal state of mind during basically the daytime, right?
Yeah, and
So,
we can include missing time on that,
right,
on this
exactly.
as well,
Yeah,
because it all links together.
right.
And especially when you come back from an experience where, like I was stating before, you have bruises on you, or where you brought back, you have dirt on the bottom of your feet, stuff like that, where
Yeah.
that's actually happened to me, where I had dirt in the bed on the bottom of my feet from walking on sand. So where does it all link up? How connected are we from one to the other? Do we cross over more than we know? How much do we do this? And how do the aliens work? Do they do as much work on us in the dream state or in the altered state as they do here in this reality?
Okay. Okay, so there was a lot of questions in part one and part two we presented to you. Some information, and we also would like to get some feedback from you in
Yes.
comments, or again, you can send them to dimensionalwalking@gmail.com. We need your comments, we need your likes if you like us, and we need your subscriptions. So I guess that's about it. So we'll
Yes.
say goodbye for now.
Okay,
Bye
thank you
bye.
so much. Bye bye.